On 3, written by Ed Vassie. Interior, church, evening. Detective Craig Thurman, 30s, crumpled shirt, tired face, stares down at the floor. He's completely drained. He's joined by the portly Captain Weinstein, 40s, bald, minimally groomed.
Go home, son. Let the night team take over.
I've got to get him. This needs to stop.
No. Go home. See the family. Take a shit. Sleep. You haven't slept in over 50 hours. We'll get him.
Crime scene technicians take photos over their shoulders. Craig sleepwalks past Captain Weinstein, who can't take his eyes off the floor. On the floor, in a pool of blood, lies the body of Reverend Marcus Eldridge. His heart has been ripped out of his chest. Exterior, suburban street, house, night. A single-story house, immaculate front garden, domestic bliss. Squeak! A flash lights up the front window. Interior, the house, dining room, moments later. A body is dragged across the floor, leaving a crimson streak of blood. The room is dimly lit by the street light outside. A man in a balaclava stands up. He claps his hands. The lights turn on. Grace, 30s, sweet and pretty despite her bloodied and bruised face, and her two boys, Mark, 8, and Terry, 6, sit bound to the chairs at the dining table with their eyes shut tight.
Dad?
The man lifts a duffel bag onto the table and pulls out a number of candles and candlestick holders.
Dad's dead. He won't be joining us for dinner.
Exterior, suburban street, house, night. A car pulls into the driveway of the single-story house. Candlelight glimmers through the front window. The house lights are off. Craig climbs out of the car.
Candles?
Interior, the house, dining room, continuous. Grace, Mark, and Terry sit bound to their chairs and gagged with duct tape. The glow from the candles flickers across their sweaty, terrified faces.
Grace, I gotta say I'm pretty tired. I probably won't be up for any...
Craig turns into the dining room and stops dead in his tracks.
Grace? Boys?
Click. The man emerges from the shadows behind Craig's family. He's pointing a revolver at Craig.
Sit down, Craig.
Craig raises his hands. He recognizes the voice.
Okay, take it easy.
Shut up and sit down. You're in charge here.
This is my home. You...
Shut up, or you'll be dead. Dead like your father.
Craig sees his father's body on the floor behind his family.
Dad?
Grace shakes her head. Craig looks into her eyes, then into the boy's eyes. He slumps to the chair on the other side of the dining table. The man tosses Craig a cell phone.
Call it in.
Huh?
Call it in. I want a crowd.
Exterior, suburban street, later. The street is awash with glowing red and blue lights. Patrolmen take up their positions behind their cars, guns drawn, ready for action. Captain Weinstein struts along the perimeter they've established with a young patrolman.
SWAT will be here in 10. Till then, we wait.
Yes, sir.
Interior, the house, dining room, moments later. Craig is tied to his chair by an excessive amount of rope around his torso. His hands are bound behind his back. The man sits at the head of the table.
The headstock's a bit redundant, don't you think?
The man pulls off his balaclava. Underneath is a gaunt, pale, and intense man in his early 20s. This is Todd McKinley.
Feel better, Todd?
Don't go trying to establish a rapport with me.
Todd points his gun at each person at the table. Craig flinches each time until the gun is pointed at him.
Keep it on me, please, Todd. Keep it on me.
Todd's eyes stare into space.
I'll only hurt him if I have to, Craig. Can't promise I won't mess their heads up, though. Sorry.
Todd stands and walks into the shadows of the lounge room. Craig tries to wriggle his wrists free. His chair squeaks.
Up, 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 up! I'll kill a fucking kid if you try that shit again.
Todd returns to the table with a large cooler bag.
Now, who's hungry?
Exterior, suburban street, night. Captain Weinstein escorts the SWAT team leader, early 40s, fit, warrior face, towards the mobile command post.
We're pretty sure the gunman's name is Todd McKinley. He's crazy. I don't mean loose cannon kind of crazy. I mean maggot-eating, shit-sniffing crazy. Grew up in foster care. His parents did all kinds of shit to him. We rounded him up in Operation Hail Mary. He's damaged, and what happened to him was a tragedy, but he's also a sadistic fuck, and I hate that combination. He's highly intelligent, fancies himself a bit of a survivalist, so the place might be booby-trapped.
Captain points to the news helicopters.
He wanted an audience. I don't think he plans on escaping.
They stop at the entrance to the command post.
Snipers go to infrared. I want eyes in the dining room from north, south, east, and west. Give me a kill shot.
Interior, the house, the dining room, moments later. Todd kneels between Grace and Terry. Grace is staring at something on the table. Mark and Terry's eyes are closed. On the table, in front of Craig, sits a silver platter with a bloodied human heart on it.
First time hurts the most, even as a kid, you know? You know what's being done to you is wrong. And when you realize that you can't do shit to stop it, your heart breaks.
Tears stream down Grace's face. Craig's face is resolute.
I didn't know.
You didn't want to know. Didn't try to understand. You will, though.
Todd nods at the heart.
Reverend Marcus.
Grace gags and vomits behind the duct tape. Todd rips the tape from her mouth. Grace finishes vomiting.
Don't want you to choke to death.
Todd reapplies Grace's gag.
Eat it.
Fuck off.
Todd strokes Terry's cheek with the nozzle of his revolver. Craig struggles to get free. Todd pulls back the pin. Click.
Eat it.
Craig plunges his head into the silver platter and starts gnawing on the heart. Exterior, suburban street, night. Captain Weinstein and the SWAT team leader lean against the command post.
No shot.
None here.
Shit. Can anyone get a shot?
Nope.
Sorry, sir.
Interior, the house, dining room, moments later. Craig, mouth covered in blood, stares at Todd. Todd stares back. Grace and the boys have their eyes closed.
When did it start?
Todd points the pistol at Craig and looks at Terry.
I was 6.
Don't you fucking...
Todd raises a finger to his lips.
Shh. I would never. But now you're starting to understand. My parents confessed to him, the Reverend. He didn't say nothing. He tried to use the confessional seal to justify it. Prick. Oh well. I had the last laugh. I sawed through his ribcage before he died. Tough bugger.
A moment of silence.
You weren't being punished or anything. It wasn't your fault. They were just scum.
Just not scummy enough to arrest, right?
It's not that simple.
Another moment of silence. Todd studies Craig's face. He revels in the agony he's causing him.
How'd it taste?
Fucking awful. It's not too late, you know. I'm sure a judge...
Todd waves his gun side to side.
You don't actually think I want to escape this, do you? After you, there's no one left.
Todd, none of this is your fault.
I know. That's not going to save you, though. This ends my way.
Exterior, suburban street, night. The SWAT leader and Captain Weinstein monitor the situation from the command post.
Strike Team Alpha, move into engaged positions, await instructions.
Roast the fucker.
Interior, the house, dining room, continuous. Todd pulls another revolver out of his pocket. Click. He unloads it, bullets clatter to the table. He loads one bullet, spins the cylinder, and puts it to the table. He does the same with his revolver. Click, clatter, spin.
I'll let you choose.
Todd points his revolver at Mark, then Grace, then Terry. Craig shakes with fury. Todd walks around to his side of the table, pulls out a flick knife, flicks it open, and cuts Craig's hands free. Craig grabs at him. Todd belts him in the face. Craig looks at the revolver on the table. It's too far away for him to grab.
Relax. You'll have a chance to save it.
Todd returns to the other side of the table.
I'm gonna kill you.
Todd puts his arms around Mark. His knife rests on the young boy's neck.
For the young fella's sake, I hope you do.
Todd puts his revolver on the table.
Now, I'm gonna give you a gun, but you've gotta promise me that you're only gonna start pulling that trigger on 3. Think about it. There's a 5 in 6 chance that the first sound out of that gun's gonna be a click. If you pull the trigger early, I'll slice your boy's throat, okay?
Craig nods.
This game's only fun if you play by the rules.
Todd slides the revolver he's holding over to Craig and picks up the one resting on the table.
You pointed at me. I pointed at him. Then on 3, we start shooting.
Craig raises the revolver and aims it at Todd's forehead. His arm shakes.
Remember now, on 3. 1, 2,
Click.
3.
Click, click. Exterior, suburban street, continuous. The captain and the SWAT leader stand next to the command post. They both hold their breath as SWAT officers glide over the front yard. Bang! Interior, the house, dining room, continuous. Craig's arm is outstretched, his eyes flaring. Terry sits, eyes closed, hyperventilating. Grace sits, sobbing and holding Mark, who's also crying, but alive. Todd lies motionless on the floor. A bullet hole in the center of his forehead leaks blood onto the floor as the SWAT team storms the room. Captain Weinstein enters, looks down at Craig, his face covered in blood.
It's over, son. We got him. It's over.
Craig looks across at his family, who are all looking at him with a mix of revulsion and pity. His boys are shaking with shock, and his wife sobs with relief.
Great.
Fade to black.